Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Walking the Crossroads. My name is Raven Firewalker. Absent from this meeting is Darren Bucare.
Love you, Darren.
What's up, Darren? He is on location in Cleveland, running around with some friends and doing some filming, some of which you'll see on our feed shortly. Today, however, I am here with a wonderful guy, a brilliant musician, a psychopath, Crossroads walker. All of those things are true. All of those things are true. This is Dusty Santamaria. So, Dusty, welcome to Walking the Crossroads.
Thank you very much. Hello out there, podcast land.
Yes, welcome to Milan. So, video land. The reason we're having you on here, just to start with, is because you have a record that has been dropped.
Indeed. High art, heavy trash.
Right.
This is just the mock-up. It's not the actual, but it's what I got to show right now. It's going to look like that, but it's going to be on this beautiful brown. You can see the edges. It's like this cardboard brown.
Yes.
But this is what we got to work with for the time being.
The guy makes works of art. He draws everything. He composes, it's all his creation. This is a shirt. Merch alert, right? So this is a shirt from the drop.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to have shirts because I love shirts. And glad to have a Dusty shirt also because this is your art.
Yes.
Which there is all behind us as well because we're in his art studio / music temple pyramid experiment, which would be wherever this fucking guy's residing. Anyway, so High Art, Heavy Trash is a dope new record.
Thank you. Yeah.
I heard it a while back because you sent me some masters.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaked out a little on you and said, "This, bro."
Yeah, I was glad to get that validation for sure.
Yeah, well, because I heard some of the other stuff and I thought you were awesome, and I'm like, this guy is just a great musician. He's got his own style. He has his own thing. And then I heard these songs and I said, this is one of those records. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you could feel it like it's like you're in the studio and you're going, dude, were we recording that?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do. And you know what's funny about that is I don't feel like I actually heard it, heard it until it was last Sunday, I guess. Back there on Sunday, I was on WWOZ on the What's New program with Dwayne Williams, and OZ has sonic quality, vinyl player, and then he played tracks off the record, and I was like, whoa. And that really feels like the first time I heard it. The analogy I've been making is hearing it digitally or through the mixing process through all the computers.
Right.
Was kind of like having a really good friend whose face you know well, but their face was wrapped in bandages,
Sure.
And so you're communicating with them and you're getting the essence of it, but you're not really seeing it.
Well, you're also analyzing it because you're still working on it.
Yeah, totally.
So you can't hear it yet. Because you're thinking, this guitar right here, you're not hearing it in totality. You're hearing, what did I do with that little snare there? I got to do something. It's always, always fixes and, the exuberance of studio recording and then mixing is a whole other animal.
Yeah.
By the time you mix it for 3 weeks, you don't even know what it sounds like anymore. You just hope it's good. And then you have me saying, dude, this is awesome.
But yeah, that validation was really cool. Yeah.
So,
should we start? You want to hear a song from the record?
I think that would be a fantastic thing to do, Matt.
Hell yeah.
What's this one called?
This is a song called Midnight Drive.
All right, let's play Midnight Drive.
But I still get a little bit from the fire. I cut my counterfeit document with razor wire. You know that all we are is the trick of the light. Styrofoam suit, polythene boots on Saturday nights. But I feel alright. I got lipstick over my mouth. I'm gonna kiss myself. Black lines under both eyes. I'm looking through the lines. I feel alright. I'm on a midnight drive. That's right. Some velvet morning, if we survive, I will take you to the top of Mulholland Drive. You know that all we are is the trick of the light. But Candy stays wet when her needs get met in a fit of delight. I feel alright. I got a gold tooth in my mouth. I'm gonna eat myself. Black lines under both eyes. I'm looking through the lights, but I feel alright. I'm on a midnight drive.
Yes, indeedy, Mr. Santamaria. It's Midnight Drive from
High Art Heavy Trash.
Yes, indeed.
Streaming now, available on vinyl through Bandcamp.
Yeah, if you don't have a Bandcamp account, you're missing out on a lot of independent artists being able to release their own music, charge their own amount, and support themselves just with fans. You know, it's a direct connection to artists.
For sure.
I love Bandcamp for that.
I dig it too. There's a lot of Los Angeles references in that song.
Well, you wonder why I smiled when I heard it, because I was like, he's talking about Mulholland Drive.
The sun sets in the west. Maybe it would have been a good ending song because the sun sets in the west, but we opened with it.
Yeah. That's my favorite jam off the record, so I'm glad you opened with that.
The reason there's a lot of Los Angeles references in that song is because I wrote it while Ubering through the entirety of Southern California, which is kind of where I wrote the majority of this record. Because
nice.
I don't know if you know that story.
I remember you saying something about, because I asked you about Mulholland Drive maybe, but what was the writing process for this record? I'd be glad to know about that for sure.
Sure. Okay, so it's summer 2024, and I was leaving New Orleans to go work for the summer on the big island of Hawaii with my brother and his family.
Right.
And it was supposed to be like a 3-month deal. It lasted like, I guess I was out there for 4 weeks, but without going into too much detail, things exploded, and like I essentially had to leave, but I didn't have any money at all.
Right.
I didn't know what to do, and I went back home or whatever, where I was raised, where I left as like a 20-year-old kid.
Sure.
And I went back there with my tail between my legs, kind of like out to my aging parents' house.
Sure.
And what I did was I just like I used their rig, their car, and SUV thing, whatever. And I drove Uber 5 nights a week, 12 hours a night, just to kind of get enough money to get back to New Orleans. And I was very regimented, disciplined. So I used to be a taxi cab driver, and that was the deal. Yeah. Anyhow,
we have that in common. I did a bunch of driving.
Yeah,
we're drivers, bro. Yeah.
Driving, but that's movement. Like Willie Nelson said, to write, writing a song, it helps me moving. Train, driving. But that's where and I was processing a lot.
Sure.
So the majority, there's 8 songs. 6 of the 8 of them were written in that timeline.
Right. No, I dig that, and it does seem like there's themes of kind of going through a transitionary period, coming out the other side of it, processing, holding and sticking to your guns though. you know.
Well, 100%. I mean, well, it's a program about magic, right? And like the occult and all of that, and art, and how they're one and the same.
Sure.
So just like to be entirely real, I knew like there's a period of time that year 2024. I didn't think I was gonna survive, you know. I didn't think that I was gonna live for a while, but I was having conversations with the entity that claimed, I believe, to be my holy guardian angel.
Sure.
And like, you know, talking about, we were just bullshitting earlier about the Lima and the 93 current.
Sure.
Because the Wi-Fi password contains the number 93.
Indeed.
But
to stop you, for Cousin Joey, what we do on this program is sometimes we'll explain. The Holy Guardian Angel, or the HDA, in some of these Hermetic traditions, refer to a time period where a magician will enter a state of communion or a state of a relationship with an ethereal or otherworldly entity of some kind that is a mentor, that is a teacher, is also, in some senses, a concept of the holy ego, the super ego, the super consciousness, right? And so the higher self, but this is like not like something that's like a guardian angel and you like pray for it because you made it through a red light. Like this is a magical communion.
Yeah.
So it's and I mean, I feel like I went through some of that a few different times as well.
For sure.
Where there's, you know, a lot of activity. For sure. And a lot of it doesn't seem like it's coming from you specifically, but you're kind of just like, okay, I'm on the wave. Where are we going? So,
my understanding of like the HGA is kind of like it's your own personal secretary that gets up to like the CEO of the top of the business or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because it's like you can't do it on your own. There's a chain of command.
Sure.
But it's like the one thing that's looking out for you through the totality of just like consciousness itself or something.
Well, and a lot of times when you're on the edge, you will find that the pathway is invisible and you just have to step out on it. And when you step out on it with your faith in yourself and in the universe, when that foot hits, it hits solid ground.
Yeah, 100.
You just have to take the step. Not to be too Indiana Jones if anyone gets that. You know what I'm talking about.
That's like the tarot, right? No, that's like the whole tarot, right?
Sure.
The fool like stepping off the cliff, right? The little white dog, and like, no, you don't know what's down there.
Right.
And then he steps off, and then like the next card, the magician card. Now you got to deal with whatever you stepped into, you know?
Yes.
In a way, you could kind of throw the rest of the deck out and just deal. But
that's joking. No, there's those two first initiations of those cards, and what you're talking about with making a record during a time period of great inner work.
Yeah, well, this was prior to the thing actually even being written, but like I knew, I got what, you know, I don't want to say too much, but like I knew that like what I had to do in this life, what I have to do in this life was pretty simple. Really. Man, but like making this particular record was what I had to do. It was my soul contract.
Sure.
You know, but I didn't even it wasn't even written at that time, but I knew that.
Sure.
Because I have, you know, I've recorded a lot of stuff in the past and like it's out there and some people seem to like it. I can't. Like I'm just like, I cringe, you know.
It's difficult sometimes to listen to things that you didn't find perfect in your own estimation when you made it.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't come to fruition exactly the way you wanted, but you put it out because it's your work.
Especially my like, you know, Virgo ass thing. I'm gonna grab this water. Y'all forgive me.
Yeah.
That's kind of
indeed.
But we need to drink the water. Everybody drink water.
Yeah.
You know,
hydrate.
We got clean water still. The water wars haven't started quite yet.
Good luck with that. I'm waiting for Kevin Costner getting out there on a boat, dude. All right, so yeah, and the way that this record felt to me was it was very impactful. It's very visceral. It's emotional.
Yeah,
it rocks. It's bluesy. I
think it's out there in the title. You know, high art, heavy trash.
Right. Okay. Tell me about that because
we
just talked about high art.
It's a sincere investigation into like the human condition, you know, and where we're at like as a collective unit, you know.
Right.
So that and like you know, I think artistry and understanding like because it's not trying to like, you know, it's not trying to psychoanalyze or like push an agenda, you know, like the arts are kind of where you can kind of see the best of like what the human imagination is capable of.
For sure.
Yeah. And Heavy Trash is just because it's like it's a dirty sounding record. It's all analog. It's like, you know, it's kind of comes from like a, you know, what people have referred to as subculture, which I think is just like a ultra culture. I think the idea of subculture
maybe it's just culture. I think culture.
Point,
yeah, I think any valid culture sometimes is sitting in the subculture.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a reaction to a lack of culture.
Exactly. I mean, sure.
So there's that. And then, you know, we got to deal with it by making art, by making these expressions that we can try to you know, give a perception that we have attained a manifestation of a not really a belief system, but a freedom of consciousness and a freedom of the mystery, right? Because we're not, a lot of us aren't really telling you what to do. We're just saying you can do all kinds of stuff if you're interested.
100%.
And don't be scared. Like, don't get indoctrinated to be so scared.
Yeah.
Don't feel so, you know, that you have to believe what somebody else told you. You can't really read your own truth in a book. You have to write it yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you're writing it, you need some help. Like but
it's great to get. It's great to get the info. You know what I mean? Like you take the info. Yeah, I mean, just like anything. Like, I mean, nothing is true. Everything is permitted. You know, it's like it's all out there conceptually. You know, like if it exists in the imagination, it exists. You know, if you like, but it just exists not in the non-corporeal realm. Like, right?
Sure. This is the physical imagination.
Yeah.
Of what we're seeing, and how it gets created is really in the mind. So we're saying like,
and it seems to be like that's like the function. That's like the main function of like a human animal, you know, the human being, like, is like to take something from the unseen world and put it into the material world.
To spiritualize ourselves while in the body.
Yeah.
And just to see how that all goes.
Okay. Like a snail shell, you know, in a spider web.
The Fibonacci spiral, viral vortex.
Minal.
Yes, right. Don't start rapping. You know what I'll do. I know. Okay.
Rest of the show.
Yeah. This is not about me. No. So another thing I want to ask you is, because we're both kind of outsiders, in a sense, you know, when we say we're crossroads walkers and outsiders, like, what do you think the role of an outsider is in society? And how do you think that's played out in your mythos and how you feel you hold yourself?
Cool. I think the role of the outsider now is to expose the paradox of being inside anything, you know? Okay. Like it's all, you know, it like, without sounding cliche bumper sticker, but it is all one thing, you know? It's a planet. And it's like consciousness, and it's human beings, and then like whatever else is like alive, you know? And how many animal species have died off and all this, you know? And what the human species make it, I don't know. I don't really like the idea of the uploading my consciousness into a machine, but if whatever, that seems to be the direction it's going.
We've talked about that before, is that the outsider can be a reminder to those that are kind of maybe caught up in a little bit of the dormancy that has been invoked by the powers that be, right? Because the powers that be don't really want us to know the powers that be. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
All of it. That's all of it. Right. Like all of it. And like, and people do have the power, you know, and like if all people do need to do is wake up, really, you know, like understand that, like, that the life that they're living and their credit score and the number in the bank account and their fantasy football or whatever the fuck, like, it's all, you know, it's a dream, right? It's a waking dream. And like, if you wake up to like just, you know, it's so simple, and like you really can't explain it in words, like which is why I think words, that's a beautiful paradox of language, is like we attempt to describe it with the essence of the thing, but you can't. You just have to sense it and feel it. And you can't sense it and feel it when you're caught up in this kind of like made up, you know, culture control.
Right, because it's about what are you aware of, and why have you no interest in becoming aware of all of the other possible frequencies, right? The other modes of awareness, right? So we're talking like shamanic stuff or religious stuff. Any tribe, right? There's always certain humans that are like, I ate a plant and everybody had colored energy around them, and you're all just light bodies with energy around you, and I saw all these things connected, and then we were filled with water and fire and air and earth, and I saw ancestors and they told me stories. They said to tell you, and then you're not listening. And what?
Sometimes they just give very specific direction too.
We're trying to say something.
Well, yeah. Would you mind? Can I read the little?
Yeah. We are trying to say something. Please do.
Okay, so this is I wrote liner notes, but it's like something of a poem and an essay, and essentially just kind of like my life philosophy. But it took a long time to get right because I didn't want to, I wanted to come correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. This record is a car crash and a wet dream. 8 raindrops recorded on Caribbean wind, written with reverb on a grain of dirt, mixed up in medicine, mastered by a mystery. A needle drops on the vortex at the center of obsession. Survival is a creative act. Carving sound in vinyl grooves requires specific navigation through an obstacle course of miracles. After 1 year incubating in a labyrinth of longing, high art heavy trash is cut to wax, cast on cassette, and finally in your hands. Soon will be, I hope. Dear co-conspirator of wonder, this record is a talisman of devotion. I am elated to share these songs, written with love, deep in trance at an altar in the Memory Motel. 2 doors down from Charlie Feathers, across the way from Link Ray, next to the Synesthesia Suite, where Lux and Ivy stay. Rosetta Tharpe was first. Her guitar knows the way. Sister Tharpe, I'm calling you with every chord I play. Survival is a creative act. Rock and roll is dangerous. It makes a joyful sound. It is the sound of freedom itself. Shoo-wop-a-doo-wop, doo-wop, bang, boom. Perfect song for a world gone wrong. American culture is a gunfight in a burning casino. Every bet rigged to buy another bullet as the frame disintegrates under flame. 1 half Puritan, 1 half porn. Dual personality in a split uniform. We're all underage. We're 1,000 years old. You're free as a lapdog. Just do what you're told. Shoo-wop-a-doo-wop. Survival is a creative act. Rock and roll makes a joyful sound. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, we invoke you. An alligator with saxophone eyes knows exactly when to strike. The poet Laura Mattingly told me that. High art, heavy trash. As above, down below. Drove my Cadillac to the chicken shack and learned everything I know. This record is witchcraft, binding all supercomputer chicanery disguised as songwriting. The guidance of an idea into existence is a sacred human endeavor. It is not the arena for digital fuck-talk nonsense. If anyone wants their love song shit out by artificial intelligence, they deserve what they get. A deceptive, empty illustration that mimics expression. No blood, no sex, no pain. Nothing to relate to. Impotent and lame. I prefer the trash. Survival is a creative act. If you're looking for me, I'll be playing in the trash. We can make anything out of trash, even an honest attempt at a masterpiece. It feels good to try.
It does now, doesn't it? It does.
Thank you.
Feel good to try. And I think that the attempt for an artist to make a true record, to make a true feeling of their experience, to really do that.
Yes.
To really feel like I have put out something that feels like me.
Yeah.
Because what else is there?
Exactly, yeah.
Because if you're not putting something out that feels like you, and you're trying to put something out that you think other people want you to sound like, it's a very difficult road as a real artist, as somebody who's really trying to do some real work. Because like we talk about on our show, the spiritual work and the artistic work, a lot of that goes together. Especially a lot of us are creative. So to be honest with your work and honest with, the way that you are trying to convey, not really just a message, but just your own soul.
Definitely. I mean, it may seem like the easy path at first, because you're like, because people, like candy or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
But there's not nutrition in just trying to follow the waves of things. But
right.
Following that inner voice and mixing it with the outer and listening very closely. I mean, I think we're at a time of listening very, very closely.
Sure.
There's so much. There's everybody want to be talking actually.
Right.
I think it's like listening, like deep listening to silence in a way. But just to go back to what you were talking about, that Miles Davis quote, which I think is great, just like it takes a long time to sound like yourself, Like
Indeed.
like for me, you know, I don't know, whatever. I'm 43 years old, you know, like it took a long, yeah, and like my reference points and the things that I love are the same as they were when I was like 12 or 13, 14, you know? But I had to go
Sure.
through this whole kind of like obstacle course and kind of like different, you know, different paths and segues and stuff like that to get more information and find out more of what I already knew, but
Sure.
didn't know I knew, you know?
Right.
I don't know if, have you ever had this experience? It feels like to me, like anytime I get a valuable life lesson, it's not like I gained anything. It's like a layer of illusion's been removed.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
I truly feel like we know who we are in the core, we just have to remember.
Yeah. I think a lot of this incarnational stuff comes down to remembering.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of us, as especially witchy people or people who grow up a little of the spirited and haunted variety, like a lot of us have, and a lot of people we talk to.
That's real, though. That's,
you know, we have a lot of these things come to us when we're children, and we're very free, and we're very visionary, and we're quite strange, and we run on our own battery, and people don't know what to do with us, and you know, and a lot of us get locked down into not being that way, and then we come back to it at some point. You know, a lot of times I'll meet people because, you know, working in an environment where you're consistently talking about people's spiritual paths and what's going on with them, you know, over the years I've realized that, yeah, you're right. It's like you get sparked as a child, maybe you get a little bit in your adolescence, and then it might go dormant. And then at some point during you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, as we're approaching maybe what they would call like the maiden, the mother, the crone, right? So the maiden is young, and the mother is when you're taking care of everybody else, and the crone is kind of like when you're left again to yourself.
Indeed, yeah, for sure.
So that cycle of elderism comes through, and then you say, if I'm going to speak, I want to speak like the child I was when I felt free.
I mean, yeah, again, the great paradox is like, you know, if you live your life by your own methods and your own kind of like calling, there's I mean, I feel younger than I ever have.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I was so much older then. I'm younger than that now.
Right. And I think that also, you know, it comes through to people when they realize that the things that turned them on as a youngster are still there for them. You know,
Yeah.
I started making some music again in ways that I hadn't in years, because I was like, you know what? I was very good at this.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, like I thought I was good. Whether other people thought I was good, I mean, people did too. But I'm saying, like, I always felt like, dude, I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
This is just something that came naturally. And why am I not doing this right now?
Totally.
And so my resurgence of doing my lyricism and my stuff comes from that
tracks.
Yeah, that recollection, just like, this is a way I can express myself. This is something I'm good at, and something that I really, really love, and I have a talent for it. Because when you have a talent for it and you love it, that's like,
and it's got to be in the spirit of play. You know, it's got to be in the spirit of play, like, and not like begrudging work, or not like you know. I think the only way that like the revolution of humanity will really like kick off, you know, is if like people can digest the abhorrent, like ungodly, gnarly amounts of pain and suffering, and still be like, yo, but I'm gonna play and smile and laugh and love anyway. You know, like certainly like the just kind of like reactive, the reactive response of just like offense and, like, you know, anger meets both, like it doesn't really go anywhere. You know, you have like the only way to these fucking Christmas lights. The only way to defeat these demonic fuckers is to like do it with like joy, play, love, and like human stuff that the machine doesn't understand. Well, wants to understand perhaps, but doesn't quite yet understand.
The communion that we have with each other is something that can never be taken away, always exists, and again, like we said, it's just about remembering it.
Yeah.
So when you remember the unified field of energy that exists between everybody, and then you can communicate that and feel that with other people, you know that you might be on a good path.
100%.
So that's kind of like what we're vibing on here. And I think your record has a lot to do with that as well. Speaking of your record, I do want to get back to one more song.
Yeah.
So what other song
I
want to play?
Well, I think All right,
Whatever you want to
It's
do.
got to be this one. It's got to be this one.
Okay.
2, 3. In the because of the whole spirit of play thing, you know.
Yes. Play.
I love it here in New Orleans. I don't think I'll ever leave, like entirely, you know.
Sure.
But
I haven't been able to leave either.
But I missed. But I really, you know, when I was in Hawaii. Second. Sorry, y'all. All right, we're gonna do a different song actually because the wood in this is warped and I can't do it without that thing. Sorry. It's a
So what song do you want to play?
song called 6 in the Morning.
I like 6 in the morning, and I've spent a lot of times feeling like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely vampire time. I've definitely been there. For sure.
This is a playful song.
Indeed.
I don't want to sleep anymore, except for dreams. It's just a bore. Would rather stay up and write some songs, not too short, not too long. Up till 6 in the morning. Up till 6 in the morning. Up till 6 in the morning. Up until 6. Litting lights from a ghost, running from the law on the Gulf Coast, running from outlaws too, running from everybody but you. Up till 6 in the morning, up till 6 in the morning, up till 6 in the morning, up till 6. Going about a little bit. Wow! Woo! Yeah. Life is a pattern, a perpetual habit. Life is a mirror of where your mind is. Wide awake, paranoid, talking to my friend the boy. My angel number is 333. 3 in the morning, too soon for me. Up till 6 in the morning. Up till 6 in the morning. Up till 6 in the morning. Up till 6. Gather, gather, hey, gather, gather, hey. Life is a pattern. Gather, gather, hey, gather, gather, hey. Life is a mirror. You're the lady. A mirror of where your mind is. We tried.
6 in the morning. Well, listen.
We do.
That's part of being a musician and having fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's the play.
Absolutely. And when you're tired, you gotta play the song.
By the way, I'm not a professional shaker user, as you could tell. That's what's fun.
I'm not a professional in anything.
Right.
Professionalism is a hate crime, y'all.
I do that. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's dope.
I'm amateur through and through because I love it.
Sure.
I don't want to be a professional or anything.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. I would say I'm not a very learned. But you know what? What is learn? It's all about play, right?
Yeah, it's about play. I mean, it's cool. Like music. You could hear somebody play a single note with so much like passion and intention, and just like it like hits a lot, like so much more than someone noodling out like a
right.
Like in the Guitar Center.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. The virtuoso. Yeah. That's not always what you.
You ever walk into the Guitar Center and everybody be in the different corners like.
Yeah, they go crazy. They're going nuts. I wish there was like a version of that where everybody's in the corner freestyling, or beatboxing. You never see that.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. That'd be like a fun bit.
Yeah, it would. Everybody just go crazy there.
Your podcast with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me think. One more.
How are we gonna take this home? Yeah.
I would say, well, what is coming up next for you? I know you have a party.
Yeah, if you're in New Orleans and you're watching this, you are invited to the public birthing of my child, by which I mean High Art Heavy Trash.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be released Saturday, April 18th at the Domino Club. It's one of my favorite public spaces in town.
So,
it's really beautiful, like Magical Intent, to be sure.
Cool.
Run by folks from here. Whoa. That is...
Sorry about that.
Okay. But that's happening, but kind of for the rest of the year, I want to tour, and I will tour
for sure.
And I'm saying it because I want to tour. It'll be a solo troubadour tour. I could sleep in my car. Her name is Carla the car.
What's up, Carla?
Yeah, so I'm just stating it out loud as a manifestation. I will be touring this record.
Indeed. And all of the information to connect with you, your IG,
Instagram's the easiest one at this point.
It is, because I know you have your links on there to the Bandcamp and to all your stuff and your information, and that's
I'm not big on it or whatever. But
I know, like, you're more of a you're a troubadour. You run around, you do your thing. But just for people who want to connect with you and see what you're about,
Instagram's cool. Bandcamp / Dusty Santamaria.
Yeah,
those are the two. Yeah, I think those are the two best ones.
Yes, we will definitely be leaving those in there, and also after this.
That's right.
Stay tuned, people, because we're going to be playing Little Girl X, which is a dope song and a doper video that was shot in New Orleans. Friends of ours that we know from the shop we both work at, other folks running around. It's a great video, and so absolutely stay tuned for that. And we'll probably have you back on, next time you have a release or whatever.
Yeah, I love rapping with you.
Indeed. So,
all right,
please, yes.
I found some kind of entertainment or value in this conversation.
Dusty Santamaria, High Art Heavy Trash, Raven Obsidian, Walking the Crossroads, like, subscribe, all of that stuff, comment, get involved, community, all that stuff. Please, thank you very much. Peace out, guys, and we're out.
The little boy blue, I will be your bride. November 27th, 1982. Ring of fire, rising sign, kick in the window. Black fur spilled all over me. Scatter my ashes in the rain. I am a poem of pure absurdity. Strange mama got what you need. It is a good day today. On the radio, broken bones sound like tambourines. One night in New Orleans, holding hands, which way will the Red River flow? Blood on the dance floor. Cathedral bell, wish me well by myself, never alone. a prisoner with the wolves. I want to run, won't you come with me? Rio Grande, hexagram, divination, skeleton key, coyote calling. Going west, let's make a mess in the prairie dress. You get